5 cigarettes.
How's it going, everybody? Commander Gaius here. So apparently, one of the individuals I talked about within my previous video about YouTube Shorts content farm channels is apparently going around and abusing the copyright system. And it is none other than the first guy that I listed out within that video, which is none other than Mr. Cringe, or LOL Cringe as his actual channel name is, which I find bitterly ironic that apparently he's willing to call himself Cringe, but he apparently isn't okay with other people calling him cringe, which is just unbelievably hilarious. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, Sanity, hasn't there been this weird epidemic of false strikes going around this entire past month or so, and those other two channels ended up revealing that it wasn't them that filed those strikes, and it was actually either their organizations or just some rando that apparently was just trying to, go to bat for their favorite content creator? And the thing is that, yes, you are in fact correct. When it came to the Manny show, he ended up making an entire video where he detailed that it was actually his org carrying out the weird false strikes under his name for whatever reason without bothering to contact him about it. When it came to Sniper Wolf, well, Sniper Wolf handled the entire situation about as poorly as you possibly fucking could, by being extremely hostile to anyone who dared to even ask for proof. She did eventually decide to swallow at least a fraction of her pride and actually bothered to show proof that she did not strike any videos whatsoever as of recently. So at least there's that. But of course, with this case, we actually do in fact have proof that it's Mr. Cringe himself that's going out of his way and false striking various commentary channels that have decided to, well, go out of their way to, well, critique and make fun of his content. And I feel like on the off chance that Mr. Cringe has even made it to this point in the video, I feel like I might as well just detail it to him. But my previous video, as well as this video, fall under fair use. And any kind of strikes they decide to, put under this one, well, I will at least attempt to fight them. I will, in fact, state that. On top of that, too, I feel like I might as well also mention that I'm not going to be featuring any of his content within this video, other than maybe screenshots of his videos or of his face or of his YouTube channel in order to accentuate certain points of mine. Mainly just so that way I can make whatever false and frivolous strike that he decides to put onto this video even more frivolous than it already was to begin with. But thankfully, as I've seen within certain videos that have been going over this situation as of recently, it seems like YouTube is kind of giving the same treatment to Mr. Cringe as they've also been giving to the Manny Show's previous org, as well as Tech Lead and whatever else, by basically batting away the false and frivolous strikes and giving them the middle finger. And the thing is that, like I mentioned before, we actually have some proof of this one. I'll leave links to the videos down in the description below, going over some of the things, but of course we have, a screenshot from, Peep is Awesome here of a comment that was left by Mr. Cringe here stating, "Will you do my challenge? Then I will forgive you for your bullying and will not take action." He is unironically calling critique and commentary bullying, which is honestly one of the cardinal sins. That is, of course, if, filing false strikes wasn't already a sin enough, this is already just, another sin on top of that one. This man is going to super hell in terms of content creators, but, the thing is that, this false striking campaign, didn't exactly start with Peep. It actually started off with a different channel that goes by the name of Matista K, or as I'm going to be calling them MK from now on whenever I bring them up. And the thing is that he ended up uploading a video titled "He False Struck My Channel," which is, of course, about Mr. Cringe here false striking his channel, and ended up bringing a bunch of evidence towards, content creators such as Peep is Awesome and another content creator that goes by the name of WestJet, by basically going over a lot of, the screenshots that have been sent to them by Matista K in terms of the conversations that, he and Mr. Cringe ended up having on fucking Telegram of all places. Because apparently, Mr. Cringe here can't actually, bother to try and, talk about this on any other, respectable platform. He has to do this shit on Telegram, where his fans are, sending, weird shit and whatnot within that Telegram group. And to summarize a lot of the screenshots that have been shown off, Mr. Cringe effectively tries to use the fact that he has a fundraiser on his channel as, a shield against criticism, which I feel like is, once again, yet another sin on top of the pile of sins that are already, committed by this man. By literally using a fundraiser as a shield against criticism, you're basically revealing that you don't actually give a fuck about the fundraiser itself, itself, so long as, you know, you have that fundraiser just that way you can shield against criticism. And I feel like the kinds of people that try to use that kind of shit as a way to deflect criticism should be criticized twice as hard, because it honestly just shows that they do not give a fuck about any causes that they try to fight for, and they're just only in it for the money, which I just find to be genuinely hilarious, especially considering that most of his videos are just shorts, and people who create YouTube shorts exclusively get basically pennies in terms of, like, money for, like, every 1,000 or so views. Like, literally, this man, Mr. Cringe, is basically deciding to false strike other content creators for a grand total of probably about, like, $30 in a dilapidated Burger King parking lot at this point. Like, that's basically what he's fighting other people for, and I think that that's probably one of the saddest parts here. And the thing is that while Mr. K ended up getting false struck, apparently Peep ended up also getting false struck. Not once, not twice, but 3 fucking times. And if it wasn't for luck being on his side and YouTube actually giving a shit, he probably would have actually lost his channel to somebody who is unbelievably butthurt over the mildest of criticisms, which I find to be, once again, unbelievably fucking sad. And the thing is that this once again shows off a massive fucking problem when it actually comes to YouTube's copyright system. This is a copyright system that's been in place since God knows how long. I don't know how long the YouTube copyright system has been in place for, but I think the current one that we currently have right now has been in place for already just way too long, and I think it either needs to be just straight up fucking, I feel like this tool either needs to be removed or updated severely because of just how easily abusable it genuinely is. Like, over this past month, it has just been a massive showcase of just how easily abusable the YouTube copyright tool really is in order to just strike down any kind of, like, dissenting opinion of yourself. And I think that that is probably the saddest part about this entire saga that's been going on with various content creators, you know, basically getting false struck by other butthurt losers. And I feel like the fact that this time it isn't just like somebody's org or just like some random person fighting for a milady and tipping their fucking fedora, is instead just this man who is quite literally making some of the most unwatchable fucking content, going out of his way to basically false strike channels just because his feelings were hurt. I feel like that just makes this entire situation just infinitely more sad, because this time it's not just somebody else, it's not some third party, it is the man himself who is this butthurt, and that is just depressing in my personal opinion. But I think we're just going to end off the video right here. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, that's very well appreciated. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, what you want me to talk about next, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content such as this. Also, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and join the Discord server down below if you feel like doing so. I know it's a little bit of a shorter video this time, but it's mainly just a little bit of an update in regards to a certain individual that I talked about in my previous video, which I find to be extremely funny. But yeah, anyways guys, this has been Sanity, and have yourselves a nice day.